Hi guys, so we are back together again for another small group lesson. So it's actually going to look the same that it has the last couple of weeks, where we're going to do a making words lesson, and then we're going to read a book together, and then you're going to go back to Seesaw and you're going to do a little bit of comprehension practice with me. So remember, comprehension just means what do you remember from the book? What can you tell me? Okay? All right, let's get started. Okay, so just like we've done before, I want you to make sure that the letters that you see right above me, that you have those ready to go. So if you need to, just write them down on a piece of paper, cut them up, tear them up. Just make sure that you have these letters ready to go for our making words lesson. And remember, you can pause the video if you need to, and then you can pick up right where you left off. Hey, so we're back for another making words lesson, okay? So we're gonna practice making our words, and remember, think about why we're doing it and why it's important. Remember, it helps us with our letters and our letter sounds. It helps us learn how we can take small words and make even bigger words out of them. And it helps us see patterns in words too, okay? And it helps us with our hunks and chunks a lot of times, and we'll see today some hunks and chunks in our words too. I'm going to go a little bit faster this time in between our words, because you can always, if you need more time, which you probably will, after I say go ahead and make your word, pause the video, make your word, and then start the video back up, okay? All right, so our first word has 2 letters in it, and I'm going to give you a hint. This is a name, okay? So think about what you're going to do with that first letter if it's a specific noun, a proper noun. Our word is Al. Al and Sam were best friends. Al. Everybody say Al. All right, go ahead and see if you can make the word Al. Pause the video if you need to. All right, so I hear that A sound. And then I hear Al, that L sound. So just 2 letters. And of course, if we had a capital A, if I had a capital A, I would make sure that A was capital. All right, good job. Our next word still has 2 letters, and it's the word an. Like I saw an elephant rolling around in the dirt. And remember, we talked about this. You use the word an instead of a when that next word starts with a what? When the next word starts with a vowel, then you use the word an. All right, everybody say an. All right, go ahead and make the word an. All right, so I hear that A at the beginning still, but now my ending sound is different. So now I hear that an, the N sound. So we spell an, A-N. All right, next word has 2 letters in it, and it's the word am. Am, like I am so excited to do making words with you. Am. All right, everybody say am. All right, go ahead and make the word am. All right, so now we still hear that same beginning sound, but now my ending sound has changed again. So now instead of in, I hear the am, the sound, am. So we spell am, A-M. And remember, this might seem kind of easy to start with, but we're going to start small and get bigger, okay? All right, our next word, again, is a name. So think about what that first letter is going to look like. Our next word is Sam. Like Al and Sam played at the park. Sam. Everybody say Sam. All right, go ahead and make the word Sam. All right, so I hear the am, that word at the end still, but now I hear a new beginning sound. I hear the S sound at the beginning. And of course, we would capitalize it if I had a capital letter, because we know it's a name, but I don't, so we're going to pretend. If you do, then you make sure you have a capital letter. So we spell Sam, S-A-M. Very good. All right. Oh, and I forgot to tell you how many letters that was. You already know that, 3 letters. So I apologize. Our next word has 3 letters in it. I remembered that time. And our next word is man. Man, like the man was so tall that he could reach the ceiling. Man. Everybody say man. All right, go ahead and make the word man. right, so now we hear a different ending sound. M-an. I hear that N sound at the end instead of the M. And now instead of that S sound, I hear what letter? The M sound. So now I hear that M, an. And if we separate it, you can even see the word an hiding inside of that word. So we spell man, M-A-N. All right, our next word has 4 letters in it. And it's the word Maine. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint. You're actually going to keep all of these letters, but you're going to choose one of these letters to go in your word. So think about what hunk and chunk have we talked about that makes that A sound that you hear in the middle of the word Maine. Okay, that's my little hint to you. All right, so everybody say Maine. Oh, I didn't give you my sentence. I'm all out of sorts today. I apologize. All right, so our sentence is, the main idea of the text was all about kangaroos. Maine. So everybody say Maine. All right, go ahead and make the word Maine. All right, so all you actually had to do, we still hear that but I hear that hunk and chunk in the middle, and I know AA wouldn't say A. We don't have a hunk and chunk that's AA, but we do have a hunk and chunk that's AI. Remember? Rain, rain, you're a pain, AI, A. So you should have had that hunk and chunk in the middle of that word. So if you figure that out, awesome job. And then we have that N sound at the end. So we spell Maine, M-A-I-N. All right. Next word has 4 letters in it, and it's the word mail. Mail. So you're only going to switch one letter in this word. Like, I couldn't wait to get my letter in the mail. Everybody say mail. All right, go ahead and make the word mail. All right, so the only sound that I hear that's different is that ending sound. So we hear, instead of main, we hear mail. We hear that L sound. So good job. We spell it mail, M-A-I-L, mail. All right, next word has 4 letters in it, and it's the word nail. Like, I put a nail in the wall so I could hang the picture. Nail. Everybody say nail. All right, go ahead and see if you can make the word nail. All right, so if you just moved one letter, then you got it right. You only had to move one letter. And what letter did you have to find at the beginning of that word? That N sound. Very good. Isn't that awesome? You can move one letter and make a whole new word. So we're going to do the same thing with the next one. But first, nail is spelled N-A-I-L. All right, so the next word, we're going to do the same thing. We're only going to move one letter, and it's going to make a whole new word. So our new word has 4 letters in it, and it's the word sail. Like the wind blew the sailboat far out into the ocean. Everybody say sail. Go ahead and make the word sail. All right, so again, we're changing that beginning sound. Instead of that N, we hear the S sound to make ale. So all of those words, mail, nail, and sail, all had that same ending sound, and it had that same hunk and chunk in the middle of it. All right, our next word has 5 letters in it. And I'm going to give you another hint. You're going to keep all of these same letters, but you're going to choose one of these letters and figure out which letter you need and where does it go, okay? Our word is snail. Snail. Like the snail was gross and slimy. Everybody say snail. And listen, sn. We hear that blend at the beginning. So we don't want to say sn. We want to say sn and blend those sounds. All right, everybody say snail. All right, go ahead and make the word snail. All right, so I don't know about you, but I heard that S-N blend at the beginning of that word. So we spell snail S-N-A-I-L. Very good. All right, we have 2 more words. Our next word actually has 6 letters in it. And this word is going to be really different than what we've been doing, okay? This word is, listen carefully, animal. Animal. Like my favorite animal is the orangutan, like the really big monkey, so smart. Everybody say animal. All right, go ahead and see if you can stretch that out. Spell the word animal. All right, so let's take a look because this one's a little bit longer. I hear a word at the beginning of that word. I hear the word animal. So I know it's going to start with that word an. And then I hear I hear that short I sound. Remember dot. Iggy loves her wiggy and Iggy loves I. Then I hear What letter do we hear? That M sound. And then I hear this word, it's a little bit tricky. We hear that animals. We don't really say this letter when we say the word, but this letter is hiding inside of that word. There's actually an A after that, and then we have that L. I know it looks kind of silly and sounds kind of silly that we don't say that A sound. We just hear that L sound at the end, but there is that A hiding inside there, okay? All right, so we spell animal A-N-I-M-A-L, animal. All right, our last word is our mystery word. So take a second, think about it. What do you think our mystery word is? I bet you guys can figure it out. All right, if you guessed animals, then you are correct. Like all of the animals in the zoo were so cool. Everybody say animals. Go ahead and make the word animals. All right, that one was pretty easy. All we had to do was put that S on the end to make that word animals. So we spell animals A-N-I-M-A-L-S, animals. You guys did a great job. Remember why we do making words. It's really important so we know how we can move letters around and make totally different words. And you guys did a great job. So we'll probably do one again the next time. And thanks for doing some making words with me. All right, so we are going to read our book called Let's Hibernate. You might be wondering, what does hibernate mean? So when we read the book, I think you're going to get a pretty good idea of what the word hibernate means. But we're going to do things a little bit differently this time. So instead of waiting until you're finished with the book to do your graphic organizer on Seesaw, you're actually, when I get done talking, you're going to pause the video and you're going to go back to Seesaw and you're going to go ahead and fill out your graphic organizer. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make a prediction, or actually a few predictions, of what you think is going to happen in our story. So I want you to look at the title, look at the picture, and think about what do you think, what is your really good guess as to what you think is going to happen in our story. So go ahead, when I get done talking, pause the video, go back to Seesaw, draw a picture or write and tell me your predictions, and then come back here and we'll read the book. So we see the word hibernate on this very first page, and you're going to see the word hibernate a lot in our story. And you might be thinking, what does hibernate mean? So remember, if you keep reading and you use the pictures, a lot of times you can figure out what the word means on your own. You don't even have to ask anybody. So if I look at the pictures and I read the text, I already can see that hibernating has something to do with animals going into a cave or something like a cave, and the little Z's that are coming out of their mouths in the box, that tells me it has something to do with them sleeping as well. So using the pictures is a really good way to help you figure out the meaning of a word that you don't know what it means. The next page, I think, is going to tell you even more. Remember, if you keep reading, the author a lot of times will explain what that word means. So we'll see on the next page. All right, so just like what we just talked about, if you keep reading, the author a lot of times will tell you what a word means. So here, the author explained what hibernate means through the character of the lady that works at the zoo. So the lady is telling Kendra and Layla what hibernate means, but she's also telling you as the reader. So when we read the text, we know hibernate has something to do with an animal sleeping for a long time, that they eat a lot before they hibernate, probably because they sleep for a really long time. But it also mentions a new word that you may not know what it means. It says that they go into a den, that they curl up into a den. And so if I look at the picture and I know that they go into a den to curl up and sleep, well, I see that the bear is going into the cave, so that tells me that a cave is like a den. So a den must be a place that an animal goes to sleep. So remember, use the picture, use the text to always help you figure out words that you may not know what they mean. So in this page, we're going to practice our expressions. Remember, not sounding like a robot. If you look at Kendra and Layla, you can tell that they're excited about building their den. You can just see it on their faces. The illustrator did a really good job of showing that. So when I read that page, I want my voice to sound like I think Kendra would sound if she was saying it. So when I read that, I'm going to say, "Now we have to make a nice warm den," said Kendra. "Let's use pillows and a blanket." So do you see how I made my voice sound like how I thought Kendra would sound? Because I would think she would be excited to build this den with her sister. So now is your chance to practice. So go back and read that and see if you can make your voice sound how you think Kendra would sound. Well, I hope that you enjoyed our book, Let's Hibernate. And hopefully you learned a couple of new words. Hopefully you learned what hibernate means and the word den. I want you to pay really close attention to this last page because I spy a word that we've talked about before that looks different than all the other words. It's bigger and bolder and thicker. Do you remember what we call that? I kind of already told you. A bold print word. So remember, when we see that, that means we want to emphasize that word. So if you didn't do this already, I want you to go back and read that page again, this page, and see if you can emphasize that word pretending. So like how I would read it, so I don't sound like a robot and I emphasize that word, is I would say, "Wait," said Kendra, "we're just pretending to hibernate. Let's go to the park." Okay, so I want to make sure that I sound like I think that Layla and Kendra would sound. Okay, so you practice that too. Remember, you're finished after you get done doing that because you've already done your seesaw activity. All right, I will see you the next time.